Aloha and shalom. We're here for the full moon activation. Whoa! Feeling excited, feeling nice and cozy inside. It's a rainy, cold day out there here in Sedona, Arizona. Where in the world are you? Let me know in the comments where you're tuning in from. For those of you who are returning to the activation portal, welcome back. And those of you who are joining us for the first time, welcome to the activation portal. We've been doing these activations every week for years now, and we really never miss one. So it's pretty cool. A really cool global community has formed around these activations. So I'm just going to begin shuffling while you guys are tuning in. And remember to let us know in the comments, where in the world are you tuning in from? And it's the full moon activation, so what does that really mean? The moon is always reflecting something that's going on inside of each of us and within all things. So there's a revelation happening right now, an illumination. The fullness of the picture is being revealed to us. And what is the picture? It's the lesson that we've been experiencing this whole lunar cycle. So we've been in this lesson for 3 weeks now. The full moon is not the end of the cycle. It's kind of like the pinnacle where everything is revealed, but we still have another week to this will be our 3rd week of the cycle. So we have this week to just take in the fullness of the picture. And then next week will be the final quarter activation. And the final quarter is that last 4th week of the cycle where we integrate everything that we're seeing right now. So a lot of people think at the time of the full moon that we're coming to a close, but that's not the case at all. We really have the whole week ahead of us to take in this picture, to take in this message, and not begin integrating yet. Because when we begin to integrate, we already start to become more active. Integration is an active experience, even if it's internal. But we want to take the week to just receive this light, to receive the image of what's being shown to us so that we don't miss any details. You don't want to just take a quick look. You want to really let it sink in. And then we have all of next week to integrate what we're now receiving. So let's focus on receiving the fullness of the picture. And remember, when we shuffle the deck represents the whole, and each card represents a different part of that whole. You could see it as the whole brain, and each card is a different neural pathway. You can see the deck as the collective consciousness, and each card is the different piece of that collective. You can see the deck as the whole you, and each card represents a different archetypal part of who you are. So when you're shuffling, there's no right or wrong way to do it. You just want to feel complete in your own way, with your own intuition. You want to feel like you've touched every single part of the whole. You want to feel like you've awakened each part of yourself so that you're fully present here now. I'm checking to see where y'all are tuning in from around the world. Sweet. Let us know in the comments where you're tuning in from. I like to see those parts of the world lighting up in my mind's eye when you share in the comments where you're tuning in from. And feel free to share this video now with any family or friends you want to get into the activation portal while we're live. Maybe you have a favorite group on Facebook that you want to share this video. Maybe a group that could help uplift this message further. Maybe you know someone who could really use an inspirational message right now. Feel free to share while we're live. Otherwise, feel free to watch till the end and share the recording if you feel called. And the recording, as usual, will also go to YouTube and Instagram, Rebecca Magic. I'm shuffling the Hebrew deck now. Cool. Sweden, UK, Spain. Global family. here now. The Hebrew cards work the same way. Each card represents a different archetypal concept or different piece of wisdom. We're just shuffling them up. Okay. So, giving thanks in advance to the archetypes, faces of the one, for this message that's about to come through. This message, which is intended to help us move through this part of the lunar cycle most gracefully, most proficiently, with the least amount of crisis. So what we're really asking right now, to be clear, is we're asking for a message that's going to help us fully receive, prepare ourselves to best receive the image that's being shown to us right now, the vision that's being shown to us for what we need to know in order to move forward to the next stage of the evolution of our consciousness, both collective and individual. So we're giving thanks in advance for this message that's going to help us open our minds and open our hearts to the maximum potential to be able to receive this for the greatest good of us all as one here now. So thank you. Thank you, you. Thank you, me, we, thank the one. And it's getting quite toasty in here. Make sure you're comfortable. Make sure you have water. Make sure that you allow yourself to get up and do whatever you have to do if you become uncomfortable. The flow is everywhere all the time, so you're not going to disturb anything if you have to get up, if you have to pause. Just remember to stay comfortable, because that's how we can be the most receptive, right? So beginning with the tarot, what's the number one card archetype to represent our current focus, which is also known as the challenge and gift? What is a hidden fear that we may be holding on to? This is me getting comfortable, like I just told you all to do for yourself. Okay, so we have so far, what is the focus, and what is maybe a hidden fear that we have, something to work through to free up some energy. And then we have the ally of the week with the Hebrew deck. And beginning with the challenge. Okay, so we have the Three of Swords. Pretty obvious what this card is about right here. Wounds within the heart, creating challenges in the present. Where did those wounds begin? Where did they come from? How can we see the ways in which we're still holding on to the pain and allowing that pain to even subconsciously pull the strings of the puppet that is us, that is you, me, we. How can we be honest about how that subconsciously hidden pain is still guiding our thoughts, our words, and our choices in action, our behaviors? So right now, if this is the focus, the main card for the time of the full moon, what it's saying is we're being offered this illumination right now upon this darkness that we might not have seen up until now. It's almost like we may have gotten ahead of ourselves, thought that we did a lot of healing already around heartache, around trauma, especially, emotional trauma, challenges we went through within relationships. relationship to self and relationship to one another, which it's all self. But now we're being shown where there's still pain that we're operating from, where we haven't quite healed all the way through. We're being shown those holes that need to be patched up. Who resonates with this? Yeah. So this is the focus. And it's 3, so it is about taking action. So not that you're to make any, fast decisions right now. You don't have to jump to act. But it's time to start looking at the ways in which we've acted from that pain that we thought we already healed, that we've been acting based upon that pain that we thought we already healed. And it's time to plant the seed of intention. Again, not jumping up to act yet, but considering. Planting the seed of intention of how we're going to act more consciously. How can I'm planting the seed of intention to act more consciously, to really get to the root of this healing, to get to the root of my wounds that I have been acting from, even though I haven't been able to see it lately, even though I thought that I was doing great and I was already over it. I'm reminding myself that the work is never done. And I'm reminding myself of that irony, that funny thing that in life where right when we think we're acing some initiation, we need to insert humility there and recognize that within every ending is a new beginning. So we should stay alert in those moments, humble ourselves, and instead of being proud, remember that there is a new initiation to come. That although we did that work, there's another layer always. Okay, so it's about looking at how we've been acting upon past traumas and challenges, hurts from relationships with ourselves and one another, and resolving to shift those actions to be actions that are going to help heal those wounds. And you don't have to get too much into the how and the, how am I going to do this? What is the strategy? First, just take advantage of this light being shown upon these wounds. And if we can invoke that humility, we'll be most receptive to be able to fully use that to our advantage, to be able to fully allow that light to shine upon our wounds. Because again, the more we think that we've already done it, the less we're going to be able to see what's being shown to us right now. So really, it's about being honest with ourselves right now and saying something like this, any mantra like this, for example. I am open to seeing where I've been missing the mark, where I've been missing these open wounds, these places that I've been acting still from trauma, from emotional hurt. I'm ready to see. And remember, you're not just it's like, who am I talking to? There's only one here. You're talking to the universe. You're talking to all of creation. But I encourage you also to talk to yourself, talk to yourselves. Say, we collectively, as this collective of cells, are ready to receive this image of where I've been blindsided. I'm ready to see my blind spots. We are ready to see our blind spots. We're ready to receive it. Ready in humility. Go into how you're ready. Be detailed. Be descriptive, because it makes it more real, right? It's all about imagination. It's all about your mind. So say, we are ready with humility. We are ready to see those things. And go into the how I'm ready. I'm ready in every way. I'm ready mentally. I'm ready emotionally. I'm ready physically. I'm ready spiritually. I'm ready to do the work I need to do in order to fully see what's being shown to me right now. Go into why I'm ready. I'm ready because I want to grow. I'm ready because I want to expand. I want to reach the next level of my being. I'm ready because I don't want to act from this place anymore. You see, this is how you go deeper into the story. It's not just like, oh yeah, universe or cells, I'm ready. Well, why are you ready? And how are you really ready? Tell me, right? The universe is asking, tell me, how are you really prepared? Because you're not very convincing when you say, yeah, I'm ready. Are you? Be descriptive. Tell yourself why you're ready. Go into all the reasons. Go into as many reasons as you can. Go deeper and deeper. Go as deep as possible. The more reasons you give yourself as to why you're ready, the more you actually convince yourself, right? And it's the faith it till you make it strategy. And I think that right now, the feeling I get is that we know there's already that established knowing that we're ready to reach the next level. If you're here right now receiving this message, if you're taking the time to be present for this message, you are ready. So it's not going to take much convincing. Yet every reason that you give for how you've prepared yourself to be ready and why you want this is going to take you deeper into that manifestation. It's going to bring it to you more powerfully, more profoundly, more quickly. So that's what we need to do this week as we're receiving that illuminated vision of all the spots that we've been blind to. We want to maximize that potential by stating internally and or externally, writing down, saying out loud, doing a ritual, maybe with friends as witnesses. All the reasons how I'm ready right now to see those things I haven't been seeing, right? Because it's like there's a part of you that hasn't wanted to see it. There's a part of you that has been blind. And for a very good reason, right? Because it's all in perfect timing. The veils are always lifted in perfect timing. But we need to speak to that part of us now who has been blind. And we need to say, okay, that part now, we're calling you into this present awareness, to this present moment. And we all parts of me are ready here now to finally see those ways that I've been acting from the pain and the trauma. So how convincing can you be? Now's the time. We're already at the time of this full moon. We're already seeing that this is the message that's being illuminated. How can we assist the universe with this process, right? It's like whatever is happening in nature, we want to align with that and support it so that we maximize our potential to grow and expand in psyche and spirit, individually and collectively. So if this is the theme right now, doesn't it make sense that we would be encouraging, yes, I am ready. I'm ready, show it to me. But not just, I'm ready, show it to me. I'm going to tell you just how ready I am and what I've done to prepare for this moment and what I feel is going to come of this. I feel that if you show me this, universe, if we show these blind spots, I feel that I'm going to grow and I'm going to feel so good and I'm going to feel more myself and I'm going to welcome more love into my life and into our collective life and into our world. You see, when you start talking like this, you really maximize the potential of what nature is and the cosmos are now offering us. Okay, so that's just the first card. Let's see what we're maybe afraid of, what hidden fear has been there in the way of this process for a good reason. Oh, okay, we're getting somewhere here. So this is the Hermit, also known as the Sage, Arcanum 9, a major arcanum card, very powerful card. And it looks like this from one angle anyway. I've been afraid to let go of that pain because it's been my defense, so that I don't end up alone. I have a fear of ending up alone. And so I've been acting from my wounds because of breakups, because of issues with relationships. I've been disappointed. I can only trust myself to do it. I do it best. No one's ever going to be good enough for me, or I'm never going to be good enough for anybody. I'm just going to end up alone anyway. So this kind of thinking halts our healing process. And because we're telling the universe, I'm just going to end up alone anyway, then what happens is we don't feel the need, even subconsciously, to heal those wounds because they're actually protecting us and they're helping us to manifest that being alone, because we're saying, I'm going to be alone. Therefore, having those walls up from that trauma, past trauma, is supporting what we want to manifest. So if you want to manifest being alone forever, then the universe is going to say, well, there's no reason to heal your heart then, because that's actually supportive of you pushing everyone away. So we'll help you continue to push everyone away. Okay. So let's look at this again. If this is our voice of fear right now, in reflection of this particular archetype, some of the subconscious fearful thoughts that we're having look like this. I'm afraid I'll always be alone. I'm afraid that no one will understand me. The world is never going to change, right? For some of you empaths, you're all empaths. But if you're more collective minded, then you're thinking like this. The world is never going to change anyway. No one's going to understand my gifts. No one's going to be able to really see me. What's the point? Okay, so that's the fear speaking. And even if you feel like you don't relate to that fear, it doesn't hurt to flip that fear into opposite statements to help neutralize what is surely in the collective, because even if it's not in you, it is 111% within the collective mind. So you can assist the collective. And it means it's in yours too. But if you really can't see it and you feel you're just in that space of denial about it, that's fine. Take on the perspective that you can help to heal it within the collective by acknowledging it's at least in someone. It's at least in someone close to you. Mother, father, sister, brother, lover, friend, your neighbor. This is a big fear within our collective consciousness. And you can help to neutralize it by shifting those statements of fear that are certainly subconsciously there, at least within the collective, right? You can tell yourself that. And flipping it to statements like this. These are all statements that are reflections of the positive aspects of this archetype of the sage, aka the hermit. I know there's always hope for myself and for humanity. I know I'm never alone, because alone equals all one. I know that I'm here with a purpose, and I can't possibly give up. I have to live that purpose, which always involves the collective and healing and compassion. Those are all themes of this archetype of the hermit. Okay, because when the hermit retreats and he's on a mountaintop, he's not going to be alone. In the truest and most positive light of the hermit, he's retreating so that he can get a bird's eye view of the whole of the collective and know that she is one with that whole. Okay, and it's 9, which is all about compassion, humanitarian, being a humanitarian, understanding, you see the light in his lantern here, understanding the light that shows the way is the light within. Okay, so if our hidden fears around this archetype, all we need to do is take those archetypal qualities of the hermit from the dark to the light and shift those fearful statements to positive ones. And again, even if you can't find exactly where you've been embodying the darkness of this archetype, that's okay. You don't need to. Don't try so hard. Just focus on the positive aspects of this archetype. You're never really alone. Therefore, don't ever give up healing your wounds. Always work on healing those wounds, because we don't want to be operating from that space. Because if we operate from that space, we can't fully operate from our highest potential. We can't fully live our purpose and live in the way that we came here to live. To spread light, to spread wisdom, by embodying it, by simply embodying it, not looking for where to teach it, but by embodying it. We can't embody our highest light if we're operating from this place of pain and trauma. Okay, so it's like, to paint a picture of these two together this week, it's saying like, all right, time for the hermit to come out of the darkness, let the inner light, because if you look closely, it's a star, like the star that's inside, the light inside leading the way. So come out of the darkness, let the light lead the way to be shown upon those wounds that need healing, so that we can fill those holes and be whole and live from that wholeness. Okay, so you could even see just with the art alone, you don't have to know anything about tarot really, but just look at these two images together, you guys. The hermit is coming out of the aloneness to the all oneness, being led by the light that is that lantern, which is a representation of the light within, and his staff, which is his staff of wisdom, which, you know, the staff comes from, it's supporting us, right? And why do we need the staff? Because look, he's an old man. We've been through a lot. We've been through a lot of lessons, mistakes, pains, traumas. But that should become our staff with which we lean upon as we continue on the path, not give up. So that's another connection you can see here. We don't need to let our pain lead us. We can turn it into our staff of wisdom. Okay, so the hermit's coming out of the darkness, letting the light lead the way and shining it upon the wounds that still have not been healed. This is us right now. Okay. And the ally of the week is Mem, the Hebrew letter Mem, which is the letter that represents the water element. Mem. It represents water, the divine feminine. It's also connected to Arcanum 13 because it's the 13th letter of the Hebrew alphabet. So that connects it to the Death card, also known as Transformation or the Reaper. Okay, so the way that I'm seeing it right now is like this. We can pour that water on our wounds. We can open up to that softness of the feminine. Water is the element to connect to when dealing with feelings, emotions, and the heart. You can also see this Mem being connected to the Death card simultaneously connects it to its opposite, eternal life. That is, after all, the secret of the Death card, eternal life. So Mem represents water, represents eternal life. So there are lots of messages that come from this when we look at this as the ally of the week. Mem would say to us, how could you give up? You, Mem, must heal those wounds because life goes on forever and you don't want to go on carrying that pain longer than you have to. So get to it here now. There's no reason to give up. You're never really alone. Your light is eternal. There is no end. There is no giving up. Okay, number 13, when you reduce it to a single digit, 1 plus 3 makes 4. 4 is a number of continuation. 4 is the number of form. So within death, 13, there's always a new form. 4, rebirth. Okay, so another message from Mem is, you have as many tries as you need. You're here forever. You're here forever. You are eternal. So that can be scary to some. But why not look at it as, wow, I have another chance. A chance to be reborn right here, right now. Each moment, Mem moment, each moment is an eternity. So why not start now? Okay, so we have the mother of all, Mother, water being poured on our wounds, soothing us as we come out of the darkness, followed by our own inner light, to then shine that light upon the wounds to fully heal them so that we can move ahead with love, with compassion. I'm picking up my book because I want to read a short part here. And this is the part at the end of the death card chapter. There's a chapter for every major arcanum card, and at the end it gives you a short paragraph about the Hebrew letter correlation, which is always manipulated in modern tarot teachings. Mem is symbolized by water, or the primordial waters of creation. These waters are a reference to the spring of wisdom within. Spring of wisdom, which is often portrayed as the fountain of youth. All this paints a picture of achieving self-conscious immortality through accessing divine wisdom within. Drink of these waters and live forever. The letter Mem has two forms, an open one and a closed one. The open form of Mem represents the revealed truth of God, while the closed Mem represents the hidden truth of God. We either fully open to divine transformation, like the open Mem, achieving immortality, or we remain closed, like the closed Mem, keeping part of our power hidden inside. So even though the Mem, remember, all the archetypes are within one another. So even though the Mem is primarily associated with the Reaper, aka death, aka transformation, you can see how it's very much connected to the Hermit as well, right? And the Hermit is that 9, which is the end, right before 1 through 9, 10 begin again. So you could see how the Hermit also is very much associated with death. In fact, number 9 is known as the shaman's death. So there are so many interconnections between all the archetypes. Of course, they're all one. Okay, so it's time to fully open up like the open Mem, to receive what's being shown to us right now with this full moon. Remember, this whole reading was about maximizing our potential to receive this light, to receive the vision of what's being shown to us. So if nature and the cosmos are offering us this opportunity to shine a light on our blind spots, we should do whatever we can, think whatever we can, and say whatever we can to pull ourselves now out of that darkness and help that light to illuminate everything that we've been blind to by displaying our readiness, by expressing our willingness in as many ways as we possibly can. So good luck. You got this. We got this. We're going to do this. And I just want to close this up with a vision that we can all share. First, you can see yourself, and you can return to this vision as often as you like, especially when you wake up and go to sleep. This week is perfect. Imagine your individual self sitting in the darkness, like you want to hold on to that darkness. All you want is to be in that dark. But there's a tiny light that comes through and shines upon you. And you're not quite sure how that light feels. You're not sure if you want it. You want to stay in the dark. But then another ray of light pierces through, and another, and it's happening fast, and you might even at first be afraid. Pay attention to what you feel come up. But then it feels good. Then it feels right. Then all you want is that light. And so you open up, and however you want to envision that, right? But I'm imagining I'm going from this to this, and I'm opening up. On a cellular level, I'm seeing each of my cells opening up to drink in that light. Like I just want it more and more. And at that rate that I am progressing to open, the speed of the light is also coming and matching that speed, matching that rate. So the more I open, the more the light will come in. Okay? So you can envision yourself welcoming in this light however you want. And then see it for the collective. You can see the collective as, you know, millions, billions of humans gathering on the planet to receive that light. Maybe you just see it as the earth. Have an image or a symbol of the collective. Same thing. It's in the darkness, but as that light comes in, all of the pores of the collective, all of the cells of the collective, every particle of creation is opening to receive that light. And when you use this kind of imagery within your mind, it bypasses all of the analytical, logical, and egoic processes to be able to just open up to receive that light. So I encourage you to be imaginative, be creative, be artistic with your visions as we maximize our potential to receive that light. And if you want to know more about how to tap into these particular archetypes, you guys, remember to reach out and ask me about my books. Thank you to everybody who purchased my books these past couple weeks. I just did a shipment and I'm so excited to hear what y'all think of the book. You can feel free to send me a review, private message me, or email a review to info@royalpathtarot.com. You can also review my books on Amazon. If you want my book, reach out to me directly by, again, messaging me, emailing me, and I will be happy to sign the books and include some really cool bookmarks. Of course, there's book 1 on the major arcanum, major archetypes of the tarot. And there's book 2 on the minor arcanum. And you can actually use these books as a deck. Like you can flip them open and that's your card of choice. In the minor arcanum explanation, I offer a new way of looking at the elemental suits that you won't find in any other tarot guide. So if you like the way that I read tarot, or how I like to put it, if you enjoy the way that I help to activate the archetypes, then know that you can do that too. And my books are designed to help you do that. So reach out anytime if you're interested. It is the holiday season, so it's a cool time to get these books as a gift for somebody you know who's struggling, or somebody who wants to go deeper with tarot, or just deeper with self-help, self-realization, self-actualization. Don't forget about the little kits, you guys. We have the High Priestess kit and the Magician's kit, and they're just little symbols that help you to activate these archetypes further. It's nice having something to hold, a physical totem. They can go on your altar or in your pocket. Super cool little charms. That's the Torah or sacred scripture. Okay, super cool little kits. They make nice little holiday gifts. So reach out. And then of course my video classes are available still. Ask me any questions you have about that. And I am booking one-on-one readings. I am going to be taking a break in a couple of weeks because, you know. So if you've been wanting a reading, now's the time to reach out. If you've been wanting to gift a reading to someone, now's the time to reach out, because I am going to be off the radar very soon. That's why I'm all out of breath. All right, you guys. Happy doing the work. I'll be doing it with you. Remember to express your willingness to heal. Say, express, show, demonstrate all the ways in which you are ready for that light to shine upon your blind spots, our blind spots, so we can do this thing. I'll see you in our private group on Friday for the Kabbalistic explanation of the current Torah story. So that would be in Shabbat Crew. Join our private group, Shabbat Crew. And in our other group, the Archetypal Alliance, it's also a private group, feel free to join. I want to hear from more of you about how the activation has helped you, or how the activation is resonating with you. What pains are you working on? Maybe you want to share in detail. Maybe you just want to share a little bit. But it's about community and helping each other to shine this light on those wounds. So take advantage of our group, the Archetypal Alliance, that has members all over the world from all different walks of life who can really, especially with this particular message this week, help to shed more light, help to expand the perspective on what you might be experiencing in your personal life. So take advantage of that space. And if you feel called to give back to these activations, you've been enjoying this free offering, please consider writing a review of the activations on my page, facebook.com/royalpathtarot, or email me a review to info@royalpathtarot.com. Or if you feel called, I do have my donation links on my Facebook page, facebook.com/royalpathtarot. There is Venmo. It's just Rebecca-Magic, how you see it spelled here with a CK. There is Cash App. There is PayPal. If you want to make a donation, any donation, big or small, is so greatly appreciated. And to everyone who has donated and given back, I see you and I am so grateful. Thank you so much for the reciprocation. It does mean a lot to us. All right, you guys. See you on Friday in Shabbat Crew. Peace.